Hi there viewers and YouTubers, and welcome to this week's Psi Cards or Planet Watch, Earth Watch using the Psi Card system. This reading is from May the 17th, taking us through to about the 28th. Now if we look at last week's reading, or the previous reading, we had the Sun, the Yes, the Libido, the Mother. Now the Sun card, I wondered would it be a energies that have come from the Sun that create a massive sort of quick explosive energy force on the planet, and I also said that the libido could tie into that, offering us mass consciousness, a surge in some form of mass change. Well, interestingly enough, not as I had thought the cards originally to be. The French elections were held on the 6th of May, and Francois Hollande, he won, and this was a massive upheaval for France, and that was, if you like, the public, the citizens of France all grouping together mass consciously and collectively voting out the previous system of reforms and government that they no longer wanted. So it was like a collective change. It was the first socialist president in 20 years for France, and it dealt a humiliating defeat to Sarkozy, who was obviously expecting to carry on his last term, or this would have been his last term if he'd got in. It's going to shake up European politics in a huge manner. So this is a change that will run very, very deeply indeed. And interestingly enough, Francois Hollande has the Sun in his astrological sign. I believe he's a Leo. So at the time of his election there was a Sun transit, Pluto alignment, and all sorts of things were going on that did actually relate to the Sun. So from a different perspective than I had initially interpreted, is that how those cards tied up? Because the Yes card sat in between it, which I found all this to be rather interesting information. Now the libido card may have played out in another way as well. I overlooked the basic picture on the card, which of course is animals or nature. And to be even more specific, it's birds. And during the time of that reading that was posted, we have now seen over 5,000 bird deaths along the coast of Peru, and they've been very sudden deaths, so like a mass consciousness, if you like, or collectiveness of the birds just suddenly leaving this realm. No one knows what's caused it. And at the same time there have been 900 confirmed dolphin deaths in the same area, but there's talk that there may be over 3,000 of those dolphins that have died. No one knows what's caused it. Some say it could be acoustic drama because there are signs of damage to the dolphins, internal damage. There's bleeding and bruising of their eardrums and their organs inside, their skin is burnt. There's just something really big going on this planet at the moment, folks, and we don't understand what it is as humans. So, is that how the libido card tied in? I'm unsure. But let's head to this week's reading. The first card that we had out was the Beast. Now we've had that one before. A lot of these cards do seem to be replaying themselves over and over. It's an interesting conundrum because there's 42 cards in the deck, I think, but we just keep getting certain ones out. I mentioned this card. It states, it talks about base, fear, negativity and animals. So we go straight to the animal perspective and say, are we still in for more animal issues during the period of this reading? And it would mean like animals in fear too, like that they're stressed or they're hiding or trying to get away from something, because that's not a particularly nice looking card. I also have mentioned, could it possibly mean volcanic activity? So we'll just watch that while this reading stays in place. Could we see some larger than usual volcanic activity around the planet? The next card that was drawn out was the Warrior. We've also seen him before on quite numerous occasions. I wonder if it means a resurgence of military activations in one of the globe. There's so much military global war issues going on this planet at the moment. It's not entirely unexpected, is it? This card does give me the thought or feeling of, we've got the Arabian Night looking tents in the background. His garb is a little bit reminiscent of Middle Eastern or through the very older parts of the earth, through that Middle East area, the high terrain, hills, the type of building in the background. So could it be somewhere up through the European, Middle Eastern sector that's affected. And in the background we also note there's some sort of surge of water or something that spills out and it's coming into the tented area. So I often think with this card that there could be a sudden quick flow of energy, whether it's water related or sand or dust storm related or ice related. There's something there about this card. The next card that came out was the Voyage. Now the Voyage, we've had that before as well, and initially I overlooked the very graphic front part of the picture, which was the boat. So I wonder if something to do with boats will go on this week around the planet. We can also assume it's being driven by wind, so are there going to be some bigger than usual windstorms affect the planet somewhere, and something tied in with our sea. So those are the three main messages of that card. I can't see anything beyond that with it. You could take that to be looking like a sun with beams coming out of it. And these look like a mountainous desert territory again, up through that Eastern European type block. The next card that came out was the No card. That's never been a particularly popularly good card for me. I always think of it as it's saying, whoa, no, stop, hold on to your hats type thing, as if get ready, something's coming. The next card was the Friendship card. Now this card is a benignly positive card. It's pretty hard to put anything negative into the perception of this. The number 11 on the top of it is a very spiritual number. And this is a group of people gathered together here in the bond of friendship, which is harmony and love and positivity. So I'm wondering if we could see a group or gatherings of people together wanting to make changes for the better. Whether or not we'll see something for that while this reading stands, for the period it stands. The one other thing I do note on the right hand side, I'm not sure if you can see it, this little chap here, here's a bird. So I'm thinking, gosh, in the reading that's two cards that depicted animals. Is there going to be an animal issue still during the standing of this reading? We'll wait and see. And the very last card is the Liberation card. Now, that card to me has usually stood for people fleeing in a hurry. They seem in such a hurry. Look, they're just on that horse charging over a very fast flowing river across the bridge. They haven't even shut the doors. So I get the feeling of something moving out in a hurry, but that they do get away on the majority. So that's the reading for this week, everyone. Please be safe, be happy, have lots of love around you, smile and laugh, and generally have a good week. Take care all.